Hello everyone and welcome again to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. On today's show we'll recap a long road trip for the Bulldog hockey team and we'll update you on men's and women's basketball. We'll start with Bulldog hockey and head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome back to Big Rapids after a snowy trip to the Upper Peninsula.
You know, it was a snowy trip, a good trip, but snowy, and it just seems like it's wherever we go throughout the Midwest right now, the weather is horrendous. You know, it's like blizzard-like conditions, and obviously it's no different here in Big Rapids, and we're all getting a real taste of hockey weather, I guess.
You go into a break this week after a long four-game stretch here on the road at Minnesota State, at Michigan Tech. Just how nice is this break you have this week?
Oh, it's terrific. I mean, we've got quite a few guys with not maybe long-term injuries, but they're banged up pretty good. I mean, we need this break. We came through a number. Our last 6 games have been 4 against Tech, 2 against Minnesota State. Those are good hockey teams, and we came out of it 3-3. Would we like to be better? Yes, we would. But nevertheless, it could have been worse too. I mean, those are good hockey teams. They were tough series, and we're glad to have that behind us in terms of the difficult games on the road. And we're glad to have a week off and then be back at the friendly confines of Ava-Glaben Ice Arena.
We'll go to the highlights of Friday's game first. Playing at Michigan Tech for the first time since 1995. Nice crowd on hand this weekend in Houghton.
Yeah, really good crowds. Both games, particularly Saturday night, they had a terrific crowd there. And you can see the first night, it's kind of been the tail of our team in the second half of this season, and we're off one of the 2 nights. It seems like we're off one of the games by about just 5%, but that's enough in this conference, which is very good, to take a W and turn it into a loss. So you can't afford to be off. Even when you're playing your best, there's no guarantee of victory, but we can be better than when we were Saturday. We were okay. We weren't horrendous. I mean, we lose 3-2. You can see a couple of the goals there. We score, but nevertheless, we're not on top of our game the way we were earlier. And in this, I thought CJ did a good job in net on Friday night. It's just that we're a little bit off right now.
Situation where you also gave them maybe a few too many power play opportunities.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's again going to be an off. Like sometimes when you're really working hard and things are going your way, you're the other teams under the rink more than what we were. Consequently, we're hemmed in for longer periods of time in our own end of the rink, and you're more apt to take penalties at the rink. You're going to get a hold, a hook, trying to keep them from scoring. When you're really going well and you're down the other team's end of the rink, you're going to get those power play chances. So that's our first thing. We got to rectify that. 1, by limiting our penalties, but 2, by being down the other team's end of the rink more. And we did switch up some things going on the second night that we think that really gave us a better opportunity. So there was some changes we made to our scheme, if you will, that I did think benefited the team, and maybe we should have done that a while ago.
Friday night's game, you had a couple leads in that game. Michigan Tech comes back, gets the 3-2 win. Saturday night, you come back, game 2, you make a change in goal. Charles Williams gets the start on Saturday night.
Yeah, that was probably one of the tougher calls I've had in a number of years, and it certainly wasn't tough starting Charles. He's a great goaltender, but CJ's played so well for so long, and it wasn't his fault. Us not winning for those 3 games, but I felt like we needed a little change and maybe a little bit of desperation, and it worked out very well. Obviously, Charles played well, and we're really lucky. We've had great goaltending this year, and the goaltending, they work so hard, both of them, and they push each other. And I could add Trace Pennock to that too. And these guys work their butts off, and it's a very competitive position. And I think we're the beneficiaries of the competition for the starting job between these guys. And very happy for Charles. He played well. I thought our team played well in front of him. It's very similar to the shutout win we had against Michigan State at the end of the first half of the season, where I really felt that was, while the goalie played great, it was a team shutout. Well, I felt like Charles played very well, but this was also a team shutout, and that we played very well defensively as a team.
Big goal right there in the second period to give you a 2-0 lead, and then we'll see in the third period Jared Van Wormer will get his first career goal, and you pull out a 3-0 victory.
Yeah, you know what? It was, first of all, Andy Huff had a good weekend where he scored 2 goals, and his first goal, what we saw earlier on the highlights. It was a fortuitous bounce, but good things happen. You get the bounces when you're really on your game and working hard. And Jared Van Wormer, it was just a matter of time for him to score. He's had some chances. His ice time, I would say, the last 5 or 6 games has increased. His confidence level's coming, and he's been given some opportunities now to play more, given some of the injuries we have. And you know what? You could see he was getting some chances. His confidence, as I said, was growing, and it's good to see him score a goal. You know, he's always been a part of the team, but you always feel like you're a little bit more a part of it when you are on the score sheet. You get your first goal of your career.
Another one of those freshmen that aren't really freshmen anymore, but young players that have really stepped up, made some contributions. When you look at Kyle Schimpf, Chad McDonald, and Jared Van Wormer, to name a few.
Yeah, and you're right. The list goes on to Ryan Lowney, and we're getting a lot of contributions from that freshman class. And of all the groups of players that probably need the break that we have this off week right now, it's going to be the freshmen. Though you can see, you know, between the schooling, they've never practiced like we practice, like the intensity every day in practice, the games. And like, for instance, Schimpf is an 18-year-old, and there's a lot of players out there, 23, 24-year-old men, and their bodies are getting beat down a little bit. Even though they're very strong, it's taking a toll on those kids. So I think, you know, giving them this week off, we'll practice, we'll skate 3 times, but we're really going to go easy on them, other than the weight room. With the weight room, we're going to hit hard. Because of our travels, you want to make sure we can take advantage of the downtime to really beef up the weight training. But then other than that, we're going to go very easy on them and kind of give them a mental break as well.
You build a 4-point lead in the league standings again over Minnesota State, the second-place team, and still a lot of hockey left to be played. 10 games left here in the regular season. Yeah,
there's a long way to go, and we've been through this both ends of the spectrum, Rob. Over the years, I've coached teams that we've been in the hunt for the CCHA title, and then I've been in teams that things aren't going as well for you. You're just trying to make the playoffs, and there's a big difference. When you're at the top, you could win 6 games in a row. You look at the standings, and you say, "My God, we're not gaining any ground, or we're not distancing ourselves." And so it really becomes you have to. It's got to be an everyday, all the time thing, because the teams that are chasing you are good teams, and they're not going to lose many games. So, you know, each game becomes that much more important.
Next series on February 7th and 8th against Northern Michigan. You had a chance to play them earlier in the year in Marquette, a win and a tie for the Bulldogs, and already should be a great crowd on hand. Tickets going fast for that series.
The tickets are going great, Rob. Our fans have been unbelievable this year, and we don't take that for granted. We're so appreciative, and it makes the world of difference. There's a reason why we're, I think, 9-1 at home, that or we're undefeated at home, whatever the case may be. But there's a reason for that, and the reason is our home cooking and the crowd and the fans, and it's terrific. We're looking forward to those games.
Coach, best of luck as you enjoy the week off and get ready to take on the Wildcats here in another week and a half or so.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.